Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my 3 takeaways episode from the Sansiveri interview that I did this past Monday. I hope you guys really enjoyed his background and basically how do I want to say this, his career path, how he's gone all over the place. Because I think a lot of us, I know for me, a lot of us feel a sense of, or a lack of security if we don't have a very straight path, if we don't necessarily know where we're going. But I think what was really cool with him is he never knew where he was going for the longest time. And he still probably tries a bunch of new different things, but he never knew where he was going for the longest time. But he stayed curious, and his intellectual curiosity took over, and he had faith in that it was going to land him in the right spot. So I really loved his story and his journey. So I hope you guys loved it too. I hope you loved the different tips that he gave and everything like that. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram at AC Sansiveri. Make sure you go follow Alliance Bernstein, or look them up on the internet, alliancebernstein.com. They got a lot of cool stuff going on. And Adam's just an amazing guy. He's a big guy here in Nashville who's doing a lot of amazing things. He does a lot of philanthropic work with Broadway Dreams and with some different organizations. He's on the board at TPAC, which is the Tennessee Performing Arts Center. He's just an awesome guy, and definitely a person that you should want to surround yourself with and become a little bit more like. So let's get right in to my 3 takeaways. Number 1, the name of the episode, follow your intellectual curiosity. Like I talked about in that introduction, his career path was so twisted, it winded all over the place. He originally wanted to be a doctor, then he became a professional singer and Broadway producer, then he became an entrepreneur, and now he works for Alliance Bernstein, which is a big private wealth management and research firm, that career is all over the place. I mean, from doctor to Broadway producer and singer to guy who works in finance. I mean, all over the place, but it happened because of his intellectual curiosity. Anytime he found some sort of interest somewhere in his life, he went and explored it. He did something in that realm. And when you do something that you're interested in, you get to determine actually how interested in that thing that you actually are. You get to see your level of passion. You get to see your body react. You get to feel your body react and determine whether or not you want to do more of that thing or stray into another area of your life. And I realized that for myself, when I read a particular book, The 4 Disciplines of Execution, I realized that I wanted to dive deeper into that and learn more about that particular topic. And the other thing that I've experienced this in is I just kind of wanted to get out of my comfort zone and do something I'd never done before. And so I went to hip hop dance class, and I absolutely love hip hop dance now, and I love going to those classes, and it's a big passion of mine. It's something that I want to explore further. So if you're interested in trying something, if you're interested in reading something or watching something, then do it. Start taking action in these areas of your life that you're interested in, and you're going to determine what level of actual curiosity you have in it. And if you're further curious about that particular thing that you explore, then you're going to do it more, and you're going to realize that you're more and more passionate about that particular thing, and that particular thing might be your calling. Or if not, that's fine. Just go do something else, but you're going to land in a better place if you try than if you didn't try at all. Takeaway number 2 is find your competitive advantage. And it's kind of along the same topic, but when he started with Alliance Bernstein, he knew that his work ethic was his competitive advantage. He knew that he could be a center of influence in any area that he was passionate about because he had a super hard work ethic, that he was willing to put in the time and put in the work in whatever it is that he decided to put his work into. So make sure that you think about what your skill is, what your uniqueness is, what are you best at, so that you can leverage that in supporting others and in serving others in the best way possible. Because if you don't necessarily know your competitive advantage, it gets a little bit harder and harder to be your best you, to serve other people in the best way possible. So it kind of ties along with the first one. Follow your intellectual curiosity so that you can find your competitive advantage. Takeaway number 3 is listen to others' priorities. He talks a lot about the importance of that in becoming a better leader. He said, as a leader, what others say is important to them has got to be important to you, because in order to lead somebody effectively, in order to elevate others effectively and make them successful, you have to know what they want to be successful in. Because if you know what they're successful in, you can support them in the best way possible, and that's what they're going to be most passionate about improving in. If they're just always serving your goals, then that can only last so long, and they're only going to do so much great work for you. You have to also be helping them in their goals, and that's something that as a fitness trainer is really important, because you can't just assume that every single person wants to get to the same level of fitness that you're at, or get to the same level of fitness that some other maybe like celebrity is at. You have to figure out the level of fitness that they want to get to so that you can support them in that particular goal. And the way that we do this is we just need to make sure that we're listening more than we're speaking. When we're having conversations with people, have real conversations with them and ask them what their goal is. Be a servant leader so that you can get them closer to the best version of themselves. And in turn, you're going to get closer to the best version of yourself because of it, and also because they're going to help you do so. So again, guys, my 3 takeaways. Number 1 was follow your intellectual curiosity. Make sure that you chase after the things that you're interested in, that you try things that you're interested in, because you're going to determine the level of passion that you actually have in that particular area. Takeaway number 2 is find your competitive advantage. And we kind of do that by following our intellectual curiosity, because once we find this competitive advantage and what your uniqueness is, then you'll be as valuable as possible to other people. Takeaway number 3 was listen to others' priorities. If you're a leader, even if you're not a leader, make sure that you're listening to what other people want out of your team, out of the job, out of whatever relationship it is that you're in with them. Make sure you know what they want out of it so that you can support them in the best way possible in whatever that goal particularly is. I hope you guys really enjoyed these 3 takeaways. I hope you find a way to take action from this interview. Make sure you share it with a friend if you feel like you're trying to listen to them more, or make sure you listen to a friend if they're a little bit hesitant to try something out of their comfort zone. Pressure or tell them to try to follow their intellectual curiosity, because it might just lead them to finding their competitive advantage. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. If this is your first time here, I'm pumped that you're here. Make sure you share it with a friend and show them the great episode that you have just now listened to. Share the episode of Adam Sansiveri, because this is an awesome guy, and I promise you're going to be inspired by him. I promise you're going to want to take action because of him. And guys, we're in 2020. We're in the beginning of a new decade. You can clean the slate and you can decide what this decade, what this year, what this month, and what this week is going to look like for you. Decide that it's going to be a positive one. Decide that you're going to move forward from it and get a little bit closer and closer to your best you.